starting off now with a 30 by 30 canvas board. A nice one by Pebeo. They do actually do some beautiful canvases on there. They're all different sizes as well. So this one's 30 by 30 centimetres, and you'll all be working on the same board today. So what we've got to do is get some prep work done. So the first thing I want is some black gesso, and I need a corner. Now all I've done here is just took a standard piece of paper out of my scrapbook and cut it 15 by 15 centimetres to give me a perfect corner. I'm going to place that at the edge there and there, and literally, if I can get that, there we go, squirt out some black gesso. Now I'm going to use my Pebeo roller. Now as you can see, it's got a really nice fine sponge on there. You can get other makes like this one, but as you can see, they're nowhere near as fine, so you have to go over it a lot more. So I actually love the Pebeo one.
Could you use a rubber roller?
Not really, because you need this to soak into the roller a bit to move it around. If you used a rubber one, all you'd end up doing is just pushing that straight off the edge of the canvas. So you could try it, but I must admit I do find this one particularly good. So it's just a matter of get the paint into the roller and just roller that one onto the corner. So this is the black gesso. It is acrylic based, water based, so you can literally just wash that roller out in water. So I've got a nice corner in there. Okay. Now I want another one down here. So I'm going to line that up there and there, using the same roller. See, still plenty of acrylic paint in there.
How long does it take to dry?
This stuff, probably about 10 minutes for the black gesso, because it is acrylic based. And there. So I have a black and white, just cut out from a piece of paper. So now, what I also want to create on there is a flower. So I'm going to pop that stencil on there. Now you can get stencils from a lot of places. Pebeo do some of their own really nice and beautiful stencils, to be fair. And I'm just going to use my stippling brush. Now as you can see, I use my mat as a palette. The mat is completely waterproof, so that's why we can use mats. And literally using the stippler, stipple in and fill in carefully on your stencil. Quite easy to do. Now that will give you a very accurate edge. If you're, however, you're very impatient like me, you can also use your roller over it, but you won't get as hard an edge. There we go. So you can also use your roller. When you peel the stencil away, you have a flower. So as you can see, it's not quite as accurate at the edge because I use a roller, only because of my impatience. So if we had all the time in the world, I would sit there and stipple it all on. But there we go. So that is basically, we have black on white. Now here, I'm actually going to use a little printout that I made. Now one of the things Pebeo does in their range as well is their product called Bindex. Now it's a fabulous little blue, this is great for scrapbooking, fabulous for prepping, and literally it is the blue. So what I'm going to do is just pop these in the water. Stop them drying out. I'm going to use my other Pebeo brush here. I love these little brushes, they're just fabulous to use. I'm going to take some of that Bindex. Now we're all going to be having a go at doing some prep work, but that'll be a little bit later on. I'm going to take in some Bindex and just literally paste that onto the back. More. Now, unless you've got a laser printer, what you'll find is inkjet printers will actually cause an ink bleed. I don't have a laser, so if I was going to put Pebeo Mixed Media, or Betrayal, Moon, or Fantasy, or anything like that, over the top of this butterfly, it will just smudge. The thing I love about this Bindex is it will create a waterproof layer over the top of what you've actually stuck down. So if you used an inkjet printer like I have, I'm going to use this roller only because that one's wet with black acrylic in it. Literally, rub some of this Bindex into your roller and roll over. Actually protect.
Yeah, she's going into the black gesso, I think.
It is. No, it is actually smudging from the actual printout. But once you've actually done that, any black around the edges is where the white gesso comes in handy. You can just white it out. But by the time you've got Betrayal on there, and by the time you've got any of your Moon or Prism on there as well, what you'll actually find is that all of that will be noticeable anyway. Okay, but we are going to have the outline of the butterfly still showing through, because we're actually going to be using something, well, the Betrayal on there, which is transparent colour.
So this butterfly is just a normal photocopy?
Yep, it's just literally a printout off the computer.
Right, okay.
So in fact, it's actually just there, look.
All right, okay.
If you coat it with the Bindex, it would bleed, would it?
No, if you coat it with the Bindex, it'll stop it bleeding when you put the paint on there.
That's what I meant. Sorry, I'll say things back.
It'll stop it bleeding any further than what the Bindex.
Right,
yeah. But if you use a laser printer, then obviously it's not going to bleed at all.
No.
But it would save the Betrayal or anything soaking into the paper. Basically, it's a waterproof layer. Yeah, so over what you want to put on. So it is fabulous stuff, and it dries completely clear with a slight sheen as well. And again, that's water washable, so just pop that in the water.
Is all the stuff you're using today water washable?
Not all of it, no. We'll get onto that in a little while. So all of the prep is actually acrylic based, so it is all water washable. So the next thing I'm going to actually do is I want a little bit of interest on these two. So just this one here, got some nice stencil bubbles there. And what I'm going to use on this one is the texture gel. So now this is white sand. I'm going to squeeze that out onto the top of the stencil. Nice blobby mess there. Got sticky gloves now. Not a problem, there's plenty of gloves, so if your gloves get too sticky, just change them. I'm just going to use a palette knife or a spatula and just move that around into the stencil. Remove the stencil. There we have a nice long effect. So, and again, that is just water washable. So just pop it in your water. Now, it does contain acrylic in there as well, so it's not just sand. It will set solid. Okay. So let's just pop the gloves a little. And then this is what the pin is for. Okay. So we've just got one area left to do there. So what I'm actually going to do is use a different stencil. I love my stencils. Now if I was doing this at home, I'd do quite a lot of freehand painting as well. The only reason I'm stenciling today is obviously for quickness, to show you what this stuff is capable of. But literally, your own imagination is your only limit with Pebeo. I'm not kidding. So we're going to go for the modelling paste this time. Now this can actually be used straight out of the tube and just literally squeeze it into a pattern in any shape that you'd like. Now the drying time for this is around about 3 to 4 hours, depending on how thick you put it on. Okay, same with the sand texture gel as well. So with this, I'm literally going to squeeze. Ooh, there we go, splatter. Squeeze a big nice lump out on there because I want this quite 3D. There we go. And again, using my knife, just clean that off. Either a palette knife or a spatula will do lovely. Just using that and literally spread this around. Now you can either use it, scrape it on, so it's a thinner layer, or you can literally paste it around so that it's a thicker layer. So the thicker layer that you do, remember this stuff does shrink slightly as it dries, so make sure you put it on thicker than what you want it.
Can we use an organic?
You can, yeah. As long as you don't use an active one, because this stuff will kill its stuff dead. Come to pay for your groceries and you haven't got a card there. I mix them with watercolour.
The chips covered in paint.
Yeah, and the strip, it literally neutralises them. So I've got to be very, very careful. Now I've put that on quite thickly, so when I remove the stencil,
Oh, beautiful.
there we go. So we have a lovely flower.
Lovely.
Now there's one more thing that I actually want to do with this before it's ready. I don't know whether any of you have ever seen the glazing resin.
Yes.
Yeah, it is fabulous stuff. It is completely transparent, but you can mix colours into that as well. So you can actually make it translucent with a hint of colour. Now, here, I've got a couple of things. Also, my scrapbook there has got the coating on, but as you can see on these, it's got a really nice coating. If you look at the edges, you'll see that it doesn't go over the edges. It kind of peels back and creates a beveled edge. So the only time it would spill over is if you put far too much on. Obviously,
What to do wrong?
Far too much on, just poured it on. Oh, no, canvas boards. Yeah, just miniature canvas boards. With the glazing resin, this you do need gloves for. Okay, it's not recommended to get on your skin. It does state that in the instructions as well. There are some gloves that come in with it, but like I say, I've got loads of gloves today anyway. Now, the glazing resin comes in two parts. Yeah, we've got two little pots. So we've got the B, which as you can see is only 50 ml in there. So it's 100 ml bottles, so when you do get a bottle, it will only have half fluid in there. Okay, there is a reason for that. You're not supposed to mix up more than 150 ml at a time. So they only sell it in 150 ml. And that is 100 ml in there. So, and again, they're same size bottles, so that one will be half full when you get them. And then this one is full. The reason being is you need one part of this to two parts of this, okay, when you mix up. So if you mix the entire lot together, cracking. Right, but I'm only going to mix up a small amount. Now it is important that you do mix these because one is the resin, the other is the hardener. And if you don't mix it thoroughly and properly, you'll find that the hardener won't work and the resin won't actually set. So, just opening that up. This is where you need a very steady hand. There we go. So as you can see, it's a nice thick fluid. Really low. That's not a problem. I'll just pour out the whole contents.
So, are you only going to cover part of your board?
Yes. Oh no, I'm not covering the whole board because we're going to be painting on these. So, and then this one, obviously double the amount. When it comes out, there we go. It's a nice thick liquid, isn't it? Beautiful. Oh, I love this stuff, especially because it does dry to a mirror shine. You can soap and water, yeah, but keep your gloves on when you do it. So now what I've actually done is, because you've got the two there, if I wanted to fill the one up and then half fill the other one, you're not going to be able to mix them together in there. So what I've done is I've got an old can, been through the dishwasher, and this is my mixing pot, hence the state of it. But also, I think it looks rather pretty, to be honest. So you can literally decorate almost anything with Pebeo, to be fair. I'm just going to pour those two in there. Let's grab a spatula so I can scrape them out.
How long does this take to dry anything?
I'm glad you asked that actually. Now this will take 6 hours to set, and then 12 hours to harden fully to the core. So it is quite a long drying time for this, but for the first 6 hours you must keep your item flat, otherwise it won't level. It is self-leveling, so it is important that you keep it flat. Now mixing those two together in the bottom there with the spatula, and what you'll find is that it will get loads of little tiny air bubbles in there, but that's fine because those air bubbles come out as it sets. It won't dry with air bubbles in, as you can see from those pieces there. Now, all I'm going to do with this is pick it up on the spatula. I'm just going to drizzle it in the centre there. There we go. So that is basically all the prep work for today. Now that is going to take, including the centrepiece, the whole lot, between, well, about 12 hours to dry. Okay, so.
We're not coming back tomorrow.
No. About that.
And here's my blue picture.
Yeah, I was going to say, there is the sounding like blue Peter. Here's one I did earlier. But not only one I did earlier. Let's just pop those in water. Here's a whole box I did earlier. So if you would like to take one of these. So there we go. So all of your prep work, you've now seen how it's done, and basically you all have a board for today. So that's what we're going to be working on. I didn't want you all waiting around 12 hours for it to dry, so I thought, well,
I thought we were perhaps doing that tomorrow.